So the WBO orders Billy Joe Saunders to fight or strike a deal by November, I think November 11th. I'll leave the article in the description box. You guys can check it out yourself if you haven't seen it. To fight David Lemieux, to strike a deal that would get a fight in place, I guess somewhere in early 2018, I'm thinking. And to me, it's an intriguing fight. I mean, you got, with Lemieux, you got one of the hardest hitting middleweights, probably the hardest hitting middleweight, who knows, right? Where you got Billy Joe Saunders, who's a crafty, slick boxer, right? He's more of a slick style, kind of boring at times, but he usually gets the job done and always gets the W, right? You've seen him beat Willie Monroe after there was a lot of trash talking between them, and so far for Billy Joe Saunders, it's been a successful road for him. I don't like the way he handled the whole Triple G situation, how he wanted to fight him after he was sort of committed to fighting Canelo, and ultimately that was GGG's choice, right? He went with the money, and I can't blame him because he tried to unify all the belts a while back, and Billy Joe Saunders didn't want any part of it at the time. But it seemed like he chose the money over dealing with Billy Joe Saunders. In any case, to me, this is a good fight. They're both the same age. They've had a lot of success. Lemieux was a champion. Since losing to Triple G in dominant fashion, he bounced back, and he's been winning some pretty good fights, especially with Curtis Stevens when he knocked him out in the third round, devastating knockout, and then fought Reyes after that, and that was a slugfest. But he won that fight. He dominated. So if there was anybody that I would pick if this fight gets signed, I think I would go with Lemieux. I do realize that Billy Joe Saunders is a very good boxer. He is a good boxer in the sense that he can beat you on points, and he will ultimately, have a very good chance. Obviously, especially if this fight takes place in the UK, obviously at least outside looking in, it looks like the politics would favor Billy Joe Saunders. But I would hope that David Lemieux just goes in there and knocks him out, which I could see that happening. It won't be easy, but I could see him doing it, which would make for the middleweight division to be a lot better, especially with him. If David Lemieux wins and wins the WBO belt, he'll be willing to fight Golovkin again, or if the rematch between Golovkin and Canelo wins, right, he'll fight Canelo as well. Billy Joe, not saying that Billy Joe Saunders wouldn't, just that, I think he plays too much games. I do think that, so far he's put his money where his mouth is, and he's won. But I think that if this fight takes place, I think Lemieux more than likely beats him. I wouldn't be surprised if he stops him. It will be hard, especially if it takes place in the UK. But this is a fight I want to see. I hope it happens. I hope Billy Joe doesn't dump his belt in order to avoid this fight. I don't think he will, but anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you like this fight? And if this fight takes place, who do you think is going to win? Anyway, that's my video. Peace.